excitement are evident in this picture. The husband did not know his wife was inside the home when the fire started. He thought she was out at dinner. So very thankful that she is actually going to be okay. She is still in the hospital tonight being treated. That house did have some smoke damage, but the cause of the fire is also still under investigation. Live in Belton tonight, Nicole Smith, 7 News.
Thank you, Nicole. They're celebrating from Omaha to Coastal Carolina's campus near Myrtle Beach as the Chanticleers completed their amazing underdog run right to the College World Series championship. It happened this afternoon. I hope you were watching. 7 Sports Director Pete Yanity is joining us with the exciting ending. Pete?
That's right, Amy. Chanticleers wrapping up the run with the kind of ball game that was just typical and very much thrilling, just like so many they've had during the postseason, from the regionals to the super regional, and for that matter, in Omaha. They got a little help from mighty Arizona. Scoreless game in the 6th. What could have been an inning ending out, or maybe just 1 run scored for Coastal, leads to 2. 2 errors on 1 play, and the Chanticleers had a 2-0 lead. They had a couple more in that inning. They were up 4-0. They led 4-2 in the 7th inning when Alex Cunningham out of Burns inducing the double play to get out of a jam and keep the score right there. And then 4-3, bottom 9, 2nd and 3rd for Arizona. But the 3-2 pitch leads to a strikeout by Cunningham. He pitches the final 3 innings to close out the 4-3 national championship victory.
You always role play that kind of moment as a kid in the backyard, throwing with your dad. You know, 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, man on 3rd, bases loaded, whatever. But it's incredible, man. I'm so grateful for the opportunity that Coastal Carolina has given me, and I hope that I just gave as much back as they gave me.
It's indescribable. You know, it's no doubt in my mind. I hope they don't take this personally. We're not the most talented team in America. We're just the national champion. That's all I know.
That's what they are, and to a man, they were talking about that guy. The longtime coach, Gary Gilmore, more than 2 decades building the Coastal Carolina program. He had the faith he could eventually get to Omaha. Did he have the faith he could win it? Well, he said he got a lot of help on that from his late father and others. As the Chanticleers win the title, Coastal is brings home the 6th Division I national title to the Palmetto State this century.
Thank you, Pete. We have new details tonight in a South Carolina Law Enforcement Division investigation into the release of sexually explicit text messages of an upstate sheriff. James Hayes, a candidate for Lawrence County coroner, says he leaked the thousands of sexually explicit text messages to and from Lawrence Sheriff Ricky Chastain to the media. Now SLED is investigating how he got those texts. Hayes says the woman involved downloaded the texts on his phone and that he never threatened or pressured her into giving them to him. We sat down with Hayes today.
She grabbed my phone and typed in all the information. I never pressured, never threatened her, nothing of that nature. She willingly did it.
Late tonight, Sheriff Ricky Chastain told 7 News he was aware of the investigation, but he couldn't comment on it.
A woman attacked with a baseball bat and robbed. It happened right on Buncombe Street in Greenville over the weekend.
The suspect in that crime is still on the loose tonight. 7 News reporter Tony Cedrone talked to police about the need for even more security cameras downtown.
Many people describe Greenville as a family-friendly city with a thriving downtown. Nicole Jordan enjoys jogging here a few times a week and says it's unsettling to know that a man is still at large after attacking a woman with a baseball bat.
I do come downtown at night and sometimes have to walk to my car by myself, so it is frightening.
Authorities have no surveillance video of the incident.
I would typically come downtown and hang out, and to find out that that happened to someone, it's crazy.
Lakin Beaver works in the heart of downtown Greenville. She says her store has security cameras that point outside to help law enforcement keep the community safe.
It points out into the street. It runs 24 hours a day, so it captures everything that happens within the store and the perimeters outside.
Adding one that does capture not just their entryway to their business, but also part of their either parking lot or sidewalk that's in front of their business. And that could help just liability-wise on their part to prove that something there didn't happen on their property.
Greenville police officer Rob Lewis says the city's in the process of upgrading their cameras downtown to be able to cover more ground, identify suspects, and keep them off the street.
Being able to see that, hey, this guy's the one that did it, we can prove it, here's a picture of his face. That's perfect in court.
In Greenville, Tony Cedrone, 7 News.
Officer Lewis says Greenville would also benefit from white street lights instead of lights with a yellow tint. He says it would make colors more visible on camera.
Happening tomorrow, jury deliberations will continue in the murder trial of Benny Brown. Jurors spent 4 days listening to testimony against Brown. He's accused of killing his girlfriend, Nicole Kingsborough, and then fatally shooting a Lawrence County deputy, Roger Rice, during a standoff outside Brown's home in Clinton. Defense attorneys did not call any witnesses, but they maintained in opening statements that Brown acted out of fear for his life from a mob when he opened fire and was unaware officers were on the scene. After 4 hours of deliberations, the jurors told the judge they could not reach a unanimous verdict on all the charges. The judge told them to deliberate more. They did, and then they asked to go home for the evening. Deliberations resume tomorrow, 9 a.m.
Governor Nikki Haley didn't want to wait for the anniversary of last October's record floods to give an update on the recovery efforts, so she did it today. Haley says there were 541 roads closed after the flooding, and only 36 are still closed. 2/3 of those are over private dams that have not been fixed. The state is still waiting on $156 million in federal housing aid, so the governor created the 1SC Recovery Fund to take private donations.
Through that fund, to date, we have raised $1.6 million through that fund. We have 1,100 homes in the process that are either finished or in the process of being rebuilt.
The State Department of Agriculture also announced farmers can start applying tomorrow for state farm aid grants. Lawmakers put $40 million in the state budget to help farmers who lost at least 40% of their crops in the flooding.
Investigators are hoping DNA testing will help them identify those terrorists behind the deadly Istanbul airport attack. Turkish media says those 3 attackers were captured on security cameras just before the deadly rampage. CBS News has learned investigators believe the men were foreigners from Central Asia. Police there say one of the attackers blew himself up at the airport entrance, while the others managed to slip inside the building and detonate their bombs.
Very terrifying, especially as you have these images. The bomb went off, okay, you're still alive, but now they come and shoot you because you think of Paris, Orlando, you know, all this, what you have seen.
A CBS News source says that authorities believe the men trained and fought on the battlefield in Syria and possibly even Iraq. In response to the attack, Turkish police raided suspected ISIS hideouts overnight, and they rounded up more than a dozen suspects.
Some confusion at Joint Base Andrews this morning after a routine drill led to a lockdown and reports of an active shooter. The base had a drill scheduled for this morning, but someone who didn't know about the drill called for help after seeing men with guns. For more than an hour, responders evacuated the facility until getting confirmation that it was a false alarm. Andrews is the home of Air Force One and the main air travel base for the president and vice president. Government regulators want people to stop driving cars with certain Takata airbag inflators. The feds are calling them extremely dangerous. New tests show in more than 310,000 Honda and Acura vehicles made from 2001 to 2003, the inflators have a far higher risk of exploding. The U.S. Transportation Secretary says owners of those vehicles should only drive them to a dealer for repairs.
With gas prices at an all-time low, are you really getting what you pay for at the pump? The answer may surprise you. 7 News investigates faulty fill-ups.
Plus, maybe you can't fight City Hall, but this alligator wanted to take a bite out of it. The story's coming up.
And you might want some Gatorade tomorrow as temperatures heat up a little more. But what's in store for the holiday weekend? I'll have your forecast for you coming up.
Do you ever think about this? Are you getting your money's worth when you fill your car's gas tank? Put another way, when you pay for 5 gallons of gas, do 5 gallons actually make it into your tank?
And how do you know you're pumping premium instead of regular unleaded? 7 News investigator Gordon Dill has the surprising answer. And Gordon, the price at the pump isn't always what it seems.
If I pay for 5 gallons of 93 octane, that's exactly what I expect to get. So our team looked at hundreds of inspection reports trying to pin down those places where you're not getting what you pay for.
Very quiet.
Melindia Dawkins is an Uber driver. Actually, check that.
I am the Uber Queen. I am Uber Queen. I am the best of the best.
She's a scepter-wielding, sash-wearing, streetwise monarch holding court.
Do I have to call you Your Highness?
You can.
In a hybrid Nissan. And few people in Greenville cover more miles more often.
I drive 7 days a week, mornings and nights. I do about 5 hours in the mornings in the daytime, and the rest is at night.
For Uber drivers like the Queen and for all of her subjects, every gallon of gas is a critical part of the royal budget, an expensive item almost entirely fueled by trust. We get calls like this all the time. Something like, my car holds 12 gallons and I was charged for 13. Or I got something other than gas in my tank, like water, which can ruin the engine. The question is, who's holding these gas stations accountable?
Check for purity, check for any type of contaminants, and then check for the quality.
This room reeks of gasoline. It's the Columbia lab where Department of Agriculture chemists take samples in soda bottles and plastic cans. They test the octane, look for gas that's contaminated with dirt or water.
This is actually exactly when it's on zero.
And test to make sure you got as much gas as you paid for, touring the state with this highly calibrated $700 bucket that holds 5 gallons of gas. When this balance hits exactly zero, it's exactly 5 gallons.
We just check to make sure that the fuel that you're purchasing at the gas station is actually is what the labeling indicates.
So we looked at more than a year's worth of lab results, enough time for every pump in the upstate to be inspected at least once. And the numbers show the average gas pump is surprisingly accurate. In the 15 months from the start of 2015 until this April, 392 upstate pumps failed inspection. That's not as bad as it sounds, because 81% of those failed pumps were giving away too much gas, giving you more than what the meter showed. The state found just 19 pumps shortchanging drivers. But there are other problems, like excess water in the tank. Only one station in the upstate had that problem at 2 pumps in Central. The meter on the premium grade at this Greenville station kept moving even after the pump stopped. The pumps at 2 stations, one in Greenville and one in Anderson, would jump, meaning they started charging before the gas started flowing. In every case, the pumps were shut down until a state licensed repairman could certify them fixed. Which means drivers should have a fair warning before they pump.
I can't say that the gas that I'm getting is correct or not, but I know what it does for my hydrant.
And the Uber Queen?
I had Matt Damon in my car.
Did Matt Damon call you Queen?
He did.
Okay.
He called me Queen.
Can continue to hold court.
Uber Queen.
These red tags should be your first clue. If you see one of these hanging from a gas pump, that pump just failed a state inspection. And keep in mind, that's the only real punishment these stations get. There is no fine for selling the wrong gas or not selling enough. The state takes the position that simply shutting a pump down is punishment enough.
All right, Gordon Dill reporting. If you want to see a complete listing of the stations that failed the state inspection, we have it for you, and it's online right now. Look for our story tonight on WSBA.com under the Investigations tab.